So now I'm recording. Welcome all once again. Michael will be leading this TP, teaching practice. And then afterwards we'll discuss. I'll turn off my webcam so as not to distract you. And that's pretty much it. Any questions? Do you have any questions before we begin?
No.
So 45 minutes, Michael, is that right?
Yeah, 45.
7:55 or 8:55 where you are to 9:40. Let me give you the, so how do we do that? To give you the,
Where share screen, you may find.
yeah. So we have more. Oh, that's breaking.
Yeah.
Oops. Aha, the view. Where we have the participants. So Michael, and make host. Okay, make host. There we go. Michael is the host now. I'll go into background. Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so I'll take it from here. Hello everyone once again.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you just a simple question. How are you first?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. And Julie?
Okay, I'm on the cloud 9. That's fine. Everything is okay.
Okay, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. So we're going to dive in. I'm going to share my screen with you right away. Can you see it well?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Okay. So here you can see a photo, and here is the task. Oksana, can you please read it for us?
Look at the photo and write down at least 8-10 words you would expect the photographer to use to explain the photograph. Discuss your ideas in small groups.
Great, thanks. So Julia, what is the minimum number of words you need to write?
Well, I need to write not less than 10 words.
Yes. So, and the minimum is 8, right? So you should write from 8 to 10, right? Good. So, Oksana, do you write just words or only words related to this picture?
Words related to the picture.
Yes, very good. So now take your time, about 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, and try to brainstorm some words about this picture.
Where shall we write to write?
Yes, good question. In chat, you can write them in chat.
Okay. Michael, can you show the task, please?
You have 1 minute more.
Okay, thanks. So shall we discuss it and write it, or just we have to write?
Yeah, just write them as a list in the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Be quick.
It's almost ready.
Almost up, yeah. Okay, I see some nice ideas in the chat. Great. So I give you about 10 seconds just to read each one's ideas, just to be familiar.
We have different words and different topic.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So now, your task will be to work in a pair, and try to make one list of words. From two lists, you need to make one best. So, because you're going to listen to an audio, and photographer will be telling you about this photograph. So you need to predict the most probable words about this picture, the best ones.
How many words should we choose?
Again, from 8 to 10. From 8 to 10.
Again, okay. So, Julia, I agree with the ice cream. Why not? What do you think?
Well, I think that all types of food are relevant and to be discussed by photographer.
Yeah, but I can see the luggage, and it is not.
So what? So I didn't write luggage.
Yeah, I have this word. So it should be. It should mean something. Luggage.
So probably some people could take fast food into their luggage.
Yeah, maybe he's going to leave this place, and maybe he's on the station, maybe the railway station or the bus station. Nevertheless, he is hungry, I think, or peckish. Yeah, I think hungry, maybe we should use.
Thirsty and hungry.
Thirsty, yeah. And he's going to have a snack.
Okay. And he takes whatever he see.
Yeah.
In this advertisement on the
I think
on
aqua.
the board
Aqua is important.
Track. Okay.
Water is important.
Water. So I wrote water. No, not water, but aqua. It is a Latin word.
Yeah. Maybe hot dog to eat, and ice cream as a dessert.
As a dessert, and Coca-Cola as a drink.
Dessert, I think. Yeah, Michael, what do you think? Dessert?
Yeah, dessert, right. So, well, how do you call Coca-Cola, Fanta, water? How do you call this category?
Drink?
Drinks.
Drinks, right. So let's put drinks.
Drinks, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What about
and something to eat, maybe. I don't know.
So any type of fast food which is offered in this track.
Yeah, or fast food we can use.
Pizza, hot dog.
Okay.
What about station, Julia? Shall we take this word?
Station.
Into consideration, yeah. Station. Maybe he's on the bus station or train station.
Okay, let it be. Let's take it.
Okay. So we are ready, Michael.
That's fantastic. So let's see. Is that the list that you've got? Look in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How did you know it?
Okay. It will be more comfortable for us to have it in the chat, right? Now we're going to listen for these words, and your task is to listen for them. So, Julia, are you going to listen for the main idea or only for these words?
So I'd like to listen the whole task as to have the whole idea about what is it, and so just I'd like to know the main idea of this listening task. I'd like to do pre-listening. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, okay. Are you just going to listen for the main idea of the audio, or do you listen for these words that are in the chat or this list?
Well, I'd like to listen the whole task, and then I will have an idea what it is about.
Okay, Oksana, what?
I should find these words in the listening.
Yes, you need to mark like, yes, he used this one, he used this one, yeah, okay. Right, so let's listen. Are you ready?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, as you've probably guessed, this photograph was taken in Rome. I took it about 3 years ago, in I think the year 2009, outside the Colosseum, which is probably one of Rome's most emblematic Roman ruins. And if you've ever been to Rome, you'll probably have seen the, what do you call those, the human statues that surround the Colosseum, you know, where the tourists are. And normally they're dressed up as Roman legionnaires, you know, Roman centurions, soldiers, or gladiators. And the idea is that the tourists pay them money to have their photographs taken with them. And very often the typical poses are, I don't know, having the Roman legionnaire attacking you with a short Roman sword, or a gladiator throwing a net over your head, or something like that. Anyway, personally, I don't really like having my photograph taken, whether I'm on holiday or not. I prefer to be behind the camera, you know, to be the photographer taking the photos. And I decided to take a quick photograph of this Roman legionnaire. He seemed to be having a break, actually, and he was buying an ice cream from an ice cream van. There are a lot of these vans selling drinks and ice creams and things near the Colosseum. And when I take photographs, I often like them to include some kind of contrast. Like, for example, I don't know, a color contrast, or a contrast between buildings with different architectural styles. And obviously the contrast here was about time, past and present, ancient Rome and modern Rome, or Roman Italy and modern Italy, you know, Romans and ice cream, because ice cream didn't exist in Roman times. Did it?
Ice cream? Oh, I don't know. I doubt it. Don't know.
Well, anyway, I quite like photographs to tell a story too. So the suitcases that you can see in the bottom left-hand corner might get you thinking about whose suitcases they are and what's in them. You know, are they the Roman legionnaires or not? Which I never actually discovered. I can't remember if they belonged to the man who was buying the ice cream or not. Anyway, that's more or less the idea, the story behind my photograph.
And stop here for now. So now I'll ask you to compare your ideas as a pair.
So, Julia.
Okay, so did you like this task? Did you like the topic of this task?
Yes, I've heard only 2 words, ice cream and drinks.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yes,
about you?
yes, I did. So did I.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
So,
So, but I like this topic. It was quite interesting, and I liked the idea of the photograph to take pictures on the contrast between past time and present time.
yeah, modern Rome and past Rome, ancient Rome.
Old time Rome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess it was something like modern Italy and ancient Italy, or old
yeah.
Italy, something like this. Yeah, but the idea is, yeah, good.
Mhm.
Right. So that was a good good prediction. So now we will move on. And before we look at the next task, I want to ask you this word. Maybe you heard it in the listening. Emblematic.
Mhm.
So are you familiar with this word? What does it mean?
As for me, I don't.
Okay.
Me too, but maybe it's
Uh-huh.
describing.
Describing. Okay. Okay.
I'm
So
not sure.
yeah. That's why I prepared Cambridge Dictionary for you.
Mhm.
So we're going to have a look at it.
Mhm.
All right, so here is the word. Julia, can you please read the definition for us?
Sure. Emblematic is representing a particular person, a group, or idea.
Yes, right. So one more time, what does it represent, Oksana?
In our listening,
Just in general, what
in
does it?
general, a person, a group, or an idea.
Yes, yes. So something you can touch and something you can't touch. For example, an idea that you can't touch and a person that you yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, and it's sometimes used with what preposition, Julia?
Of. Emblematic of.
Of something. Good. Yes, that's right. Just for you to hear the pronunciation.
Emblematic.
Could you repeat, please?
Emblematic.
Emblematic.
Right. Good. Fantastic. Now we'll get here.
Mhm.
So now your task will be to look at these sentences, statements, and some of them are not correct,
Mhm.
and some of them are correct. So how many correct sentences do we have?
Some.
Two sentences are correct.
Yes.
So I can see the task.
Great.
Ah,
Two are correct. So how many are incorrect? Simple math.
four.
Four.
Yeah.
Four incorrect.
Yes, four are incorrect. So you may work as a pair and try to think about correct sentences first. Find two correct sentences.
Mhm.
So we have to predict it.
Yeah, something like this. So now work as a pair.
A is correct, Julia, I think, because at the beginning of the listening, he said that the photo was taken about 3 years ago.
Okay, I agree with it.
Mhm.
So B is incorrect. I predict in such a way.
Let's look through all the sentences. E is true, I think. The speaker often looks for a contrast of architecture or colors in his images.
Okay.
Julia, what do you think?
Okay, I agree with you.
So, Michael, the rest are false.
Okay, now let's focus on the incorrect ones. Go to B, C, D, F again as a pair. Try to correct them. Try to correct them.
I'm not sure, but I think that it was not mentioned about senators or senators for tourists, just legionnaires. Yeah, there are people who dress up as Roman legionnaires for tourists. Julia, what do you think?
Well, I'm not sure about
And
the
gladiators,
statement.
war. Yeah,
There are
gladiators.
people who dress up, probably just the people who take excursions dress themselves into legionaries and they present excursions.
I think that legionnaires and gladiators for tourists.
Gladiators, not senators.
Right.
Yes, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tourists pay these people to give them to take a picture with them.
tourists pay these people to give them guided tours.
Yeah.
Probably. I suppose so that the tourists ask these guides to take pictures with them, to participate in taking pictures.
Photo. Mm-hmm. D, I think the speaker hates having his photograph taken. Or don't like something like this.
Not.
What do you think?
8. Probably at the end of the day, he could he could hate taking photographs as he participated in it just 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, fantastic. And look at the F, last one.
The suitcases belong to the man buying ice cream. No, maybe the suitcase belong to the tourists. To
the tourists, yes, sure.
Buying to tourists, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So you have some right ideas. Great. Now we're going to listen second time.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do is to check your ideas. Maybe you can change something. Yeah, then we'll discuss. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ready.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Okay, as you've probably guessed, this photograph was taken in Rome. I took it about 3 years ago, in I think the year 2009, outside the Colosseum, which is probably one of Rome's most emblematic Roman ruins. And if you've ever been to Rome, you'll probably have seen the, what do you call those, the human statues that surround the Colosseum, you know, where the tourists are. And normally they're dressed up as Roman legionnaires, you know, Roman centurions, soldiers, or gladiators. And the idea is that the tourists pay them money to have their photographs taken with them. And very often the typical poses are, I don't know, having the Roman legionnaire attacking you with a short Roman sword, or a gladiator throwing a net over your head, or something like that. Anyway, personally, I don't really like having my photograph taken, whether I'm on holiday or not. I prefer to be behind the camera, you know, to be the photographer taking the photos. And I decided to take a quick photograph of this Roman legionnaire. He seemed to be having a break, actually, and he was buying an ice cream from an ice cream van. There are a lot of these vans selling drinks and ice creams and things near the Colosseum. And when I take photographs, I often like them to include some kind of contrast. Like, for example, I don't know, a color contrast, or a contrast between buildings with different architectural styles. And obviously the contrast here was about time, past and present, ancient Rome and modern Rome, or Roman Italy and modern Italy, you know, Romans and ice cream, because ice cream didn't exist in Roman times. Did it?
Ice cream? Oh, I don't know. I doubt it. Don't know.
Well, anyway, I quite like photographs to tell a story too. So the suitcases that you can see in the bottom left-hand corner might get you thinking about whose suitcases they are and what's in them. You know, are they the Roman legionnaires or not? Which I never actually discovered. I can't remember if they belong to the man who was buying the ice cream or not. Anyway, that's more or less the idea, the story behind my photograph.
All right, all right. So what do you think now? What's your opinion? Would you like to change something?
F.
Any suggestions?
I didn't catch perfectly, but he said that suitcases, he didn't remember.
He was not sure whether
Yeah.
that suitcase belongs to the
Yes.
tourist or to the
Man buying ice cream.
human statures. Yeah.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
didn't discovered.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. So he didn't discover, right? So
And
actually, how can we correct this sentence then? This one is tricky. How can we correct it?
the speaker is not sure who is the owner of the suitcase.
Suitcases. Cases belong. Did not, don't belong.
Yeah, something like this, and that's all. So if he's not sure, you just say they don't belong yet to them.
Yeah, true, false, and not stated. The information is not stated here.
Okay, yeah. Very good, very good. So the next thing that we're going to do, please look at this question over here. I'll put it in the chat for you. Julia, can you please read it for us?
Sure. What is the difference between describe and explain?
Yes.
Interesting.
Right.
We can Explain. For example, we can explain the situation and describe the picture.
Mhm.
We can't, I think, we can't describe the situation. We can just explain any rules, and we can't describe rules.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Julia, do you agree with that?
So I agree. I absolutely agree with the statements. And as for the to describe, we can describe whatever we can see. For example, pictures. I don't know, characters from the movies, characters from the books. Or just we can describe anything which we can see. So that's all.
Mhm.
Yeah, and what do you think? What did the photographer do in with his photo, with this? Did he describe or explain?
The photographer or this gladiator? Or he's one and the same person?
No. The photographer that was speaking. What did he do? Did he describe or did he explain?
Describe.
I suppose he did both activities. He described and explained.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, the main point here, the main difference is wait this 1 second. You may look in the chat. So, explain. It's like why it is happening. Like Oksana said, situation in the photo, not a photo, but situation in the photo, and describe what is happening. Right. Fantastic. Now, what we're going to do is to look at these 3 photos, and I want you to choose only one. So, Julia, maybe you may choose the first.
Okay, let it be the third one. A man and a shark.
Okay, great. So let's put here Julia and Oksana.
Bungee jumping.
Okay, let it be. And Oksana, right? Okay. So you're going to write not a big monologue like the photographer did with his photo, like a speaker. But that was a long one. You need a little bit shorter. Explaining the photo. So you can use this sentence stems to help you. So this is the first one, second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Should we tell you in the first person? Yeah, I did it.
Yes, that's
about ourselves, yeah?
Julia, you are extreme.
I'd like to die
Extreme person.
and have such extreme experience.
Yes,
Okay.
if you wish, Julia, of course.
Okay.
And look, so for each skeleton stem, write about how many sentences?
How many? 10 or 12?
Yes, so for each one, for this 2, for this 3, I don't know, for this 3, for this 2, and for this 3 sentences. Something like this, right? And yeah, all in all, 10, 12 sentences, maybe a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay, so you may write it in the chat. in the chat.
Okay.
So how much time do we have?
That's a good question. Let's say about 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh, that's just it is not enough for me.
Yeah, you need to be quick, Julia. You are an extreme person. You need to
You
Yes.
will be the first. You will be the winner.
you'll get
No,
used
I'm
to
not
this.
extreme. I'm not extreme.
You'll certainly get used to these extreme conditions. Okay, so yeah, start. Oh, Oksana, are you writing it with a pen or in the chat?
I do it in my notes, then I copy and paste.
Okay, no worries. You have 2 minutes left.
Mm-hmm. I wrote only 2 sentences.
Okay, so that's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about the language so much. Yeah, just write your ideas.
Mm.
Do you need a little bit more time?
Yeah, I need just two or 3 minutes.
1 minute, please. I will check my sentences and I will be ready.
Okay, we only have about 1 minute. As soon as you're ready, you may just post them.
Okay.
Yeah, so the time is up. Post what you have. It's okay if you don't have the listed number.
Okay, just a minute. I will paste.
Yeah, I'll be quick with that. Okay, I see Julius. Great. That's a nice piece of writing. Now you have 30 seconds about just to read through, skim it. So Oksana, you read Julius, and Julia, you read Oksana's.
Okay.
Ready?
No, I'm not ready. I
Julia,
can't.
at the end of my story, you should guess what I mean.
So I just I read only 2 sentences from Oksana's story. It is too quick for me.
Okay.
Michael, shall I write my response to Julia?
Let's do it in an oral way.
All right. Let's do it in an oral way. That's a good suggestion. That's a good suggestion. So, what questions do you need to think about when telling?
Agree with the person's opinion and why?
Yes.
And what are differences and why?
What are the differences, or what would you write differently?
Yeah.
Yes, be careful about this. So who wants to start?
I can.
Please go.
Oksana.
Julia will finish my reading.
I'm reading and reading. So that's a long story.
Okay.
I don't quite agree with Julia's opinion about sharks because as for me, it looks strange. You see a shark and you are taking your camera and start taking pictures of it. I'm not sure that the shark will wait for you. So, I would write differently. For example, I would write about extreme, maybe, and dangerous situations about this. Maybe I would write that I saw a film and this is a picture of the movie. I can't imagine the real situation where I can see it. That's it.
Okay, thank you for sharing with us, Oksana. And I'm not sure all in all, it's good, but I'm not sure we have sharks in Black Sea. Like,
Julia knows exactly.
There are a
They are
number of sharks. There are a number of sharks.
okay, and just very
I
quick.
ate just the meat of shark at the restaurant in Gelendzhik.
Okay,
in the
interesting.
menu.
No, just I ordered such a dish.
No, in the menu, yeah.
Okay, and very quickly, Julia, just 1 minute.
Okay, so Oksana's story is perfect. I liked it. It was rather long for me, but as for me, well, I will tell about myself, but not from the side of as an observer, as Oksana did. She is a bit shy woman.
Yeah, you are really
Afraid of
extreme. You are really extreme, Julia. I appreciate my life.
Okay, well, so I don't know what to add. So I like the story. Everything was explained perfectly. So the situations with other jumpers on the bungee jumping, what were they doing, and how much they were brave and have extreme spirit in their hearts. So no
Thank you,
additions.
Julia.
I liked
Thank
it.
you.
Okay, so fantastic. So you shared your opinions, you see, you got some feedback on your writing, what was good, what was bad, but in a little bit another way, yeah. So that's great. That will be all for me today. Let's call it a day, and yeah, thank you for coming. That was a pleasure.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you for such a wonderful lesson.
Yeah,
Thanks. Appreciate that.
it was interesting.
Okay. Thank you all. Let me now start my camera. I also enjoyed the lesson. Now, how do I get it back? Get a host back. I think you need to return it, right? Reclaim host.
I think you may use nevertheless.
Okay, good. So the next stage is Yulia and Oksana, you giving Michael feedback. So tell me
Shall we
about
start?
the following things. I'll put them in the chat. Involvement. Then the strengths and weaknesses, the things you liked or didn't like. Classroom management. And we have groupings, but yeah, we can talk about that as well. Groupings. Instructions. And rapport. Okay. So if you could talk a little bit about that, how you felt it went, that would be great.
As for me, I think Michael did his best. I like, in general, the lesson, Michael's mood, Michael's involvement. He asked, I think, right questions. He didn't forget about ICQs and CCQs every time, I would say, and it is a strength, I think. he made us work in pairs. It means groupings, yes?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And he just monitored the process and was involved to check or to help us, and so on. I think that his instructions were clear. What else? Maybe as for Lexis at the beginning of the lesson, I'm not sure that I mean that we wrote words of our own, but they are not the words from the listening. And later it was difficult for us to find these words. They are not exist. Maybe as for me, I would prepare my own list of words and work with them. The words from the listening, I think. That's it. So I
Thank you,
have nothing
Oksana.
to add.
Mhm.
Nevertheless, it was great, Michael. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Nice picture, nice audio. The strong thing, I think, that he used a dictionary, and showed us the pronunciation, the meaning of the word. It was nice. Good. Thank you. Fantastic. And I like his expression. Fantastic. I will take it for myself.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Oksana.
Yeah,
Yulia?
Okay, so Oksana told practically everything.
Sorry.
About this lesson. That's okay, that's fine. Michael, thank you for such a good prepared lesson. I liked it very much. Well, I liked the techniques which you used. You used ICQ questions and CCQ questions during this lesson. Well, as for the classroom management, you just consolidate us into pairs, and that was right. That was okay. Okay, and so as for the weaknesses, so I agree with Oksana that at the beginning of the lesson, all those vocabulary which we try to predict for the listening, so that vocabulary not so much, so didn't suit so much. So just only two units, two words were at the listening task. So that was a weakness, your weakness. But as a whole, I liked your lesson. I told it, and your instructions were clear, were relevant, but I'm not sure about the assessment. So whether we need any assessment at the end of the lesson, I don't know. It's a question to Milan.
Okay, thank you, Julia. Yep.
Thank you. That was great. I like it.
Thanks, Julia. Now, Michael, do you have anything to say about the lesson?
Yeah, it was. I had great students here.
Thank you.
Willing to learn and to make some progress. And they actually did this task with correcting mistakes. Really nice. Yeah. From, let's say, from the first listening, and that's B2 plus level. So fantastic.
B2?
B2 plus. B2 plus.
Okay. Yeah, and can you walk us through the lesson plan, Michael? what was the aim of them coming up with those 8 to 10 words in the first task? So
Yeah,
both
okay.
Oksana and Yulia have questions about. So why did you do it?
Well, first of all, of course, it's engagement. Then it develops critical thinking, not just a simple matching task. So students come up with their own words and listen for them. So I don't give them out the prepared words and tell them to listen for them, because when the person is listening for something that he or she created, something that he or she talked about, it makes him or her more personalized, more engaged, involved. So something like this. Um, yeah, and then I wanted them to work in a pair, see how they will connect those two lists, how they will work, uh, not just only let's take my list and that's the best one. So you need to, it's a team teamwork, right?
Mhm.
I think that was the main case, and mm, yeah, and that's like a preparation also. That's like a preparation for the main listening. First they listen for this, and then they listen for that. So I like divided this listening, uh, uh, and it became an inevitable stage. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, the staging was very good. The time for each of the stages of each of the tasks was, well, those initial ones was enough. For example, you gave them your words. You gave them plenty of time to discuss the words, those 10 words that they came up with in the previous exercise. And yeah, it was yeah, a little bit yeah. So it was fine, the preparation stage, the lead-in stage. And the ICQs, as Oksana, both Oksana and Yulia noticed, were excellent. She asked really good ICQs. And yeah, okay. And then we come to the recording, the listening, that was fine. Reconstruction. So you pre-taught the word emblematic. What was the reason for pre-teaching this word emblematic?
Um, yeah, the reason was quite simple, because in the first, there, as you can maybe remember, there was best known site.
Mhm.
So this best known in this context, it's the same for emblematic. It's just another word. And I wanted you to think about it, because in the listening, he didn't say best known. He said emblematic. In one of the most emblematic ruins of the modern Rome, something like this.
Mhm.
And since you pay attention to this, it's a really good chance that you'll have no strugglings, no fears about this uh, first statement.
Mhm. So that they can focus on reconstructing, or actually it was exercise or task 4 on correcting mistakes in the sentences, right?
Yeah, reconstruction is just a structure of this dicta clause. That's why I put it. I did not know what to put there. That's why
Mhm.
it's
Okay.
the main structure. Yeah.
And how did they do? How did Oksana and Yulia do this exercise? Reconstructing and checking the mistakes in these sentences, those A through F, right? How do they do it?
Oh, pretty good. So first
No, I'm talking about groupings.
they worked in pairs.
Okay. Okay. Do you think so? What are the advantages of working in pairs and individually in this particular case?
Yeah, I thought about it. And working individually, you may fall through the negotiations after the listening, finding the common ground between students, because one had his own ideas, he didn't share it. The other one had his own ideas, he didn't share it. How are they supposed to work together after listening? I am right. No, I am right. So, and that's like for ages, for donkey's years. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. What else? I really like how you elicited the answers to the questions. So that was well done. All those questions A through F. The last one, the suitcases belong to the man buying ice cream. We could have just put, I did not hear that well. The suitcases might belong, right?
Yeah.
Might belong to the, might not or might belong. That would have been the solution, right? Okay. Now, the analysis or project. So, okay, just in the lesson plan, Michael, students take upon and practice the writing task. That's fine. That's what they do. You're describing what they do, but you need to go to refer to the main aim. I suppose that the main aim was not to write. The main aim was to develop high order critical thinking, integrated skills with listening and writing, right? That was so just technical things, something that you should mention in your lesson plans, in your aims. It has to be in your aims. The aim cannot be to practice, what was it? Cannot be practice the writing task. So something like that. Okay. Great elicitation of explain versus describe. So why is it happening, and what is happening? That I really like this. And then you chose 3 photos, Oksana and Yulia, between 3 photos. You chose one, and you wrote as if you had taken it. It was a photo of you. Michael, what do you think about this final stage?
Final stage. Let me just see it.
Yeah. So.
Writing a response, peer check or peer correction.
What did Yulia say? Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't have I don't have enough time for this. Need more time.
What do you think about that?
I didn't have enough time too. But on the other hand, we could well, it's obviously an anticipated problem, but it comes to anticipated problem when you know the student and know his weaknesses and strength. So due to the fact that I taught Julia for the first time, it was a little bit confusing Yeah. Got me by surprise, but next time, of course, I'll
Yeah, let's
maybe
talk about how would you solve that problem. It's you have 45 minutes and there is 7 or 8 minutes left, or maybe 10, and you have peer feedback after that. You need 3, 4, 5 minutes. So basically you have only 5 minutes. How do you handle it? And this is the key activity, because it goes back, it is related to the main aim of the lesson.
leave some more time for this activity. That's obvious, and well, I won't make a lesson longer and tell my students pay more. But yeah, I'll leave some more space, one more room for this activity.
The stage started on time, actually. You started it on time. There was 15 minutes on the clock when you started the stage, but they had only 5 minutes. So 5 minutes was spent on instructions, on choosing the pictures and then giving instructions. You spent 5 minutes.
Yeah, maybe I should spend 2 maximum.
How can we do that?
I did not ask any ICQs here.
Perhaps we can write down instructions. That could be a good thing. So feel free for those final exercises, productive exercises, activities, to write down the exact words you're going to say. And you don't have to do it always, but during those training sessions, once you're in the Celta and Delta, write those, in the Celta especially, write those instructions word by word, verbatim. It will help you a lot. Yeah, so write something like, okay, guys, now choose one of the 3 pictures and write 10 to 12 sentences about it. Imagine that you are the person in the picture, something like that. So write it in your lesson plan. Yes.
Okay.
Good. But in the end, they had enough time. What was the result of their writing, Michael?
You can see it in the chat.
Okay. So yeah, they produced some quality language and thought about those activities. So it was all in all, it was a job well done. And then they criticized each other's writing, which is also great in the feedback afterwards. Okay, good. Yulia, Oksana, Michael, any questions, anything that you would like to add?
No, just thank you. It was useful for us to be students and to give feedback. So it's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, you'll have one more session later today, right?
Yeah,
who's gonna be the teacher? Oksana, you, right?
Sana,
yeah, I will.
Okay.
Is it
Okay.
right now?
No, it's 12.
At 12, yeah. Okay, so
Later, Julia.
12 Moscow time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have
Okay,
how many hours? You have almost 2 hours, right?
Yeah, 2 hours.
Okay, Yulia, Oksana, thank you very much, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks or something like that.
Okay.
We'll see each other. Take care.
Thank
And
you.
Michael, if you could just stay for a couple of minutes.
Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Thank you,
bye-bye.
That's
Thank
all.
you.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Bye-bye. See you later.
See you. See you.
Okay, well done, Michael. It was a great lesson. Great
Thanks.
lesson. You also, something that I forgot to say in the group, you also adapted to the last part. So it said writing, short response, but you adapted it because in order to save time, right? To have oral rather than written feedback. So that's great adaptation. You should do that. Good job. Okay. Anything else that you would like perhaps to ask now in private session?
Well, I guess it's about the first one, about vocabulary. So there were some arguments about this. Maybe I could use some scaffolding techniques to help students to have some more words related to the audio, because I know what words could be in the audio as a teacher, and I could just show in the picture, look, what do you think is it? Instead of saying station like they did, train station, bus station, I could say, look, what is it? And they say it's a track or it's a van. So, and I can put, maybe we can put a van instead of station, and then they'll hear it in the audio, and they will feel themselves more happy than only 2 words out of 10.
Appearing in the recording, you mean, right? After that.
Yeah.
Okay. So the listening was for just checking their ideas. I think it was fine. I think it was fine because they thought about the recording. So yes, Yulia didn't like it, but it was the purpose. It was I didn't mention anything about that because everything there was fine. This way you actually, just like you described, you gave them a different way of approaching to listening activities. It's not just, so it's something like brainstorming, but an elaborate brainstorming before a listening activity. And I think that was fine. Nothing wrong with it. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. I'll send you the notes. I can do it right now. Here it is with my comments. So this is your new lesson plan, this one that you use for the session, for the lesson. And yeah, with my comments. Can you see it in the meeting chat?
Okay, thank you,
Milan. Anything else?
No more questions. Yeah.
Okay. Have a great day. You did well. It was an excellent lesson. There are things to improve. You'll see it in the comments, but I mentioned most of them. And yeah. Have fun, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good day too. Take care. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.